Hey, Coach, thanks for joining us again. I know you're getting so much closer, another day closer to playing someone other than yourself. But I want you to tell me first, before you do any of that, about what you can tell us about Ricky and your expectations going forward now.
I mean, Ricky is the general for our team. We all understand that he makes everybody better on offense. He helps us play with pace. He's one of the main reasons why we were one of the best assist team in the league. And you know, he has a confidence about him. He has a leadership quality. He's won on the national stage with his national team, on the global stage, I should say. And he's just someone that I rely on for a lot. And, you know, the way he helped us change the program, you know, I could go on all day and talk about all of his attributes, but he's a guy that makes everyone better. And I'm thankful that I've had a chance to coach a guy like Ricky Rubio.
All right, Dwayne Rankin, Arizona Republic. Your question, Kellen Olson, you are next. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Thank you, DC. Monty, Tuesday, was that Rubio's first practice, and do you expect him to play tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into his first practice, when he got here, any of that stuff, but I'll talk to him and our staff tonight, try to figure out all of our guys' minutes in this first game. You know, the thing that I'm confident in is our guys are ready to play, but I also want to be careful and not overdo it, but also don't want to do it as it relates to allowing them to get a rhythm. So we'll make that assessment or make that decision after we talk as a staff and I talk to a few of our guys.
Okay, next is Kellen Olson, Arizona Sports, followed by Mark McClune, Channel 3, Channel 5. Go ahead, Kellen.
Hey, Coach, with the team coming out and saying that Jalen and Ellie are not with you guys as well as Aaron, how does that impact your rotation going forward and until they get back? And specifically, I guess, Aaron behind DeAndre, is that more Dario? Is that more Frank? Where do you lean with that?
You know, we'll see. The game will dictate that particular decision as it relates to the center position and playing the five. The way we play, we can put multiple guys in that spot, and we also have the ability to play some of our threes at the four spot. And we did a lot of that last year with Mikhail. So, you know, obviously everybody wants to have a full roster, but we're not the only team. There's a few teams that have situations that are limiting their ability to have a full roster. That's fine. You know, you have to adapt, and we've talked about that from day one. So I'll make those decisions based on what we want to do or what the game dictates.
Mark McClune, Channel 3, Channel 5. You have the next question. Cody Cunningham will be on deck. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Monty, thanks for the time. Hey, just curious about with Aaron, the sort of impact he's had on your team this year. If you could just kind of speak to that, and also just, I don't know how much you can tell us about the process, but what does the process look like to get him on the floor for you in Orlando?
Well, speaking to the latter question, it's out of our hands when it comes to that sort of situation. You know, I've always been of the mindset that I have to coach the guys that I have that are healthy and ready to go. And you know, not having a guy like Aaron, you know, certainly hurt your team in physicality and screen setting, his ability to shoot the ball and pass the ball, and the experience. But it is what it is. You know, Dario and Frank and all of our guys have shown the ability to play different positions. And, you know, I look forward to that challenge of mixing up our rotations so we can get the most out of our team. But, you know, not having a guy like Aaron certainly diminishes what you do a little bit, but we can make up for it.
Okay, Cody Cunningham with the Suns is next. He'll be followed by Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. Cody.
Hey, Coach. Many of your players have spoke about the opportunity to wear statements on their jerseys. Just how proud are you of them for willing to take a stand?
Well, like I told you guys last week, I think for me, this is one of the more important times in the history of the NBA, certainly in our country. And so for our guys to make a statement with, their expressions on their jerseys, we support them, and I'm proud of them. And I think, it represents who we are as a country, the ability to freely speak and express yourself, to peacefully protest, to defend those who can't defend themselves, to continue the discussion of equality for everybody in our country. And at the same time, bringing attention to Breonna Taylor in that situation, making sure that does not die. Everything that the players are doing allows for those conversations to continue in an organized, professional, precise manner. And hopefully it leads to progress for all people. And so I'm proud of them.
All right, next we have Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. Gina Mizell, stand by. Go ahead, Greg.
Thanks, DC. Coach, good to see you as always. Did you ever envision yourself in this kind of mentoring role when it comes to social issues? I've been hearing you talk about this stuff day in and day out. You talk about this as much and as well as you talk about basketball. I'm curious if 5, 10, 15 years ago, you ever really saw yourself as a leader in this way.
I never thought I don't know if I'm a leader or not, but I never thought I'd have a chance to. I've asked myself a lot of the questions internally and had these discussions in my home for years, but it was just in my house. I've always asked myself, why does the neighborhood I live in now differ from the neighborhood I grew up in as far as the quality of schools, the quality of the grocery store? Why are there so many police in my neighborhood? As it relates to the war on drugs, and then you look at college campuses where there's tons of drugs and tons of stuff going on, you don't see police like that. I've asked myself that question, and now we're in this season, this period in our country, and all of those questions are being thrown out and talked about in a way that's totally different than I ever imagined. So I'm thankful that we get a chance to do it. And the reason why I want to do it is because I want to make the world a better place for my kids and my grandkids. And it takes healthy discussions. It takes purposeful discussions. And hopefully it'll lead to progress. And it also takes a ton of education. And I think that's the thing that, if I had to pinpoint one thing that needs to improve in our country, is that we have to educate everybody on everyone's backgrounds, and we have to be able to tell the truth so that we can have a form of reconciliation. If we don't talk about the real truth of our country, it's going to be hard for us to have the reconciliation that needs to take place. And I think our kids who are growing up need to know the real truth about the history of our country as it relates to African Americans, Native Americans, the Irish, Asian Americans, and white Americans. I think it's important.
All right, 3 more questions, Coach. Gina Mizell, you're first, followed by Dwayne Rankin, Arizona Republic. Go ahead.
Hey, Monty.
Big nose, I can't keep my mask on. I got a big head and a big nose, so this thing keeps falling off.
No, you're good. You're good. I will fully admit that I currently have the Magic Clippers scrimmage on mute in the background of my place. And so are you going to be watching these games once you get back to the hotel? Not just because, hey, we're all excited basketball is back, but also maybe to sort of see how coaches have handled these scrimmages and maybe take some things here and there before tomorrow?
Absolutely. I think from your perspective, you just nailed it. want to watch because I'm so excited to see basketball. I've watched more of our games and reruns and cornhole and you know, baseball and Asia and all kinds of stuff on TV. I'm excited to watch NBA basketball. So I'll be looking at coaches and how they handle timeouts and rotations and trying to figure out, you know, certain schemes. If I see a team that we're going to play against, if they throw something out there that's new. And at the end of the day, I'm just excited to watch basketball.
All right, last two questions. Dwayne Rankin will go first, and then Lucas, forgive me, I won't pronounce your last name, from Cafe Belgrado in Brazil. Go ahead, Dwayne, with your question.
Thanks, DC. Monty, obviously with you being a father and a family man and Aaron going through this now and him being a father and a family man, how much does it tear at your emotions that, hey, he's going through something with his family that, you know, that's obviously, you know, tough, you know, beyond measure. So I'm curious, just your thoughts on that.
Well, you know, anytime one of our players is dealing with something, because you're emotionally tied to these guys, it's tough to watch, but especially now. And you know, Aaron and Rachel have courageously, you know, stepped up in the midst of the discussion on social equality and police brutality and all of the things that are going on in our country. They courageously stepped up and penned a letter that I thought was inspiring. It humbled me to see Aaron and take that stand and now watch, you know, him have to deal with this with those babies. Yeah, man, it's something that you know, you think about, and you want to help and you feel helpless because you can't. It's just something that they have to navigate. But I certainly can sympathize as a father of so many kids. I got so many kids, trying to keep track of all of them. If I had hair, I'd pull it out. But I certainly feel for them, and I can't wait to get that call that, you know, he's okay.
All right, Lucas from Brazil, you have the final question for Coach. Go ahead, Lucas.
Thank you. Hi, Coach. This situation is very unusual, but what can this playoff chase and this whole experience represent for such a young team in the long term?
Yeah, say your name again for me.
I'm Lucas Nepomuceno from Café Belgrado in Brazil.
Okay, nice to meet you, Lucas. For us, Lucas, I've said this for a few weeks. Outside of the teams that are right there trying to win a title, we're one of the teams that has the most to gain. To be able to get our guys back on the floor, have another training camp, spend time in the video room, spend time in the meal room together, go fishing together, watching the guys play spike ball, and all of the organic, authentic conversations that have taken place, watching movies together on the history of our country as it relates to race and systematic racism, being able to have healthy discussions like that, at the same time being able to get on the floor and play and go after something that we all want. I feel like it's going to pay dividends for us for years to come. And I'm grateful that we have a chance to be here, but I'm also hungry for the next step. And I'm just glad our guys have bought in from day one, and I've seen improvements in many, many areas. And it's an exciting time for the Suns.
Thanks again for your time, Coach.
Right. Thank you, DC.
All righty. All right. Good afternoon, Ricky.
Afternoon.
All right. We're going to start off the top with Dwayne Rankin, Arizona Republic. He'll be followed by Kellen Olson, Arizona Sports. Go ahead with your question, Dwayne.
Thanks, DC. First, Ricky, good to see you. Obviously, I'm just curious. Was Tuesday your first practice?
Yeah.
Okay. And then secondly, I hate to even ask is what was the process in you getting here, and why are you just getting here now? Is it COVID? Is it something else?
Yeah, it was COVID, but tested negative, and then came back here in the bubble a few days ago.
All right, great. Next question comes from Kellen Olson, Arizona Sports. He'll be followed by Gina Mizell. Go ahead, Kellen.
Hey, Ricky, good to see you. What's the process been like for you, not only in like the last month dealing with the virus, but also just the last couple of months in general, getting back up to speed with basketball and being away from the game for a bit?
Well, it's tough, but like the times that we live in right now, we have to adjust to the uncomfortable. And NBA did a really good job of keeping us all safe down here. And at the end of the day, basketball is right now. It's not the first thing that we're thinking when it comes to life right now. There's a lot of on our plate and everybody's plate, and we gotta think for the big picture. But we're here and we're ready to play.
All right, Ricky. The next question comes from Gina Mizell. She will be followed by Mark McClune with Channel 3, Channel 5. Gina, go ahead.
Hey, Ricky, you might have just heard your coach obviously talk about this, but just the benefits as a team overall, just being able to come back, practice, play at least more 8 games. What do you think the long-term effects of that can be just moving forward as a group?
It can help a lot. I think the chemistry is building up, especially on a young team where you spend a lot of time together. That helps. Like I was saying in the beginning of the season, the road trips will help us. And I think this is like the longest trip we're going to be on. And being here, able to really build the chemistry up, going to help for the future. And play those 8 games. Hopefully we can make it to the 9th seed and play for a playoff in and play out from there.
All right, now we have Cody Cunningham from the Suns. He'll be followed by Evan Sidery, Locked On Suns. Go ahead, Cody.
Hey, Ricky. Just wanted to get your thoughts on being given the opportunity to put social justice messaging on the back of your jersey, and what you plan to put on there and why.
Yeah, I think the NBA has been on top of that. We have been having a lot of calls to educate ourselves, to really know what's going on. And I'm really thankful for that. I was in a call with Breonna Taylor, attorney, and his mom, her mom, and a lot of other players. And I think it's very important for us to speak up. I think sometimes we've been a little quiet just because sometimes it's better to be quiet when you don't have the whole information, but the NBA is giving us enough information to really talk about it and talk about what you think and view your perspective. So I put justice because I feel like there has to be some justice, especially for all those has been affected, Breonna Taylor, for example, and hopefully we see justice.
All right, great. Circling back to Mark McClune, Channel 3, Channel 5. He will be followed by Bruce Cooper, Channel 12. Haven't forgot about you, Evan. You're in the queue. Go ahead with your question, Mark.
Hey, Ricky, good to see you. Hey, just curious, getting back on the floor yesterday after just, kind of a wild year that you've had so far. What did it mean to just get back out, get on the floor and practice with your team?
Oh, felt good. A little rusty. What's been, I don't know how many days, how many months, like 3-4 months since I really been able to play. So to catch up is going to be a while. But like I said, I'm here to really help the team build the chemistry, help our program, and get better every day. We have a chance here to really get better as a team, and like I said, there's bigger things on our plate and educate ourselves to really talk about all the stuff that's going on.
All right, Bruce Cooper, Channel 12, you are next. You will be followed by Evan Sideri on Locked on Suns. Go ahead, Bruce.
Ricky, glad to see that you're doing well and back, but can you give us an update on your overall health? Do you feel completely healthy out there, strong, or you still got some ways to go? And where's your conditioning at relative to playing again?
Like I said, it's weird time. So talking with the team, my own team that I have back home too, the trainers, and see to put the best option for me out there to play and don't get hurt. Healthy wise, I'm good. Didn't have much symptoms. But now that I'm back playing, of course, being out for like 3-4 months, your legs feel it, your lungs feel it. So it's just something that I gotta work on. I gotta figure out a way to really give my best to the team, but at the same time, stay focused on my health too.
All right, Evan from Locked on Suns is next. He'll be followed by Johnny Soto with the Phoenix Suns. Go ahead, Evan.
Hey, Ricky, just wanted to get your thoughts on what this bubble experience has been like for you in Orlando so far.
Oh, like I said, it's weird times, but I think NBA did a really good job of setting everything up. I think everybody here feels safe. We get tested every day, and that's something that keep us safe. We have a lot of things to do. It's not just the hotel and the arena. There's big place where you can walk around, go restaurants, play golf, fishing. There's a lot of activities, of course. Not being able to see the family and be with them, that's the toughest part. Especially I have a baby. I'm 6 months old, and my wife being back home by herself with the baby, and it's a tough job, you know. but being here, it's good. All I miss is the family.
All right, up next is Johnny Soto, Phoenix Suns. He'll be followed by Lucas from Café Belgrado, Brazil. Go ahead, Johnny, with your question.
Hola Ricky, le quería decir, ¿estás emocionado para reiniciar la temporada y por una oportunidad en los playoffs?
Sí, creo que es una muy buena oportunidad para nosotros para hacernos mejor como equipo. Una oportunidad que bueno, son 8 partidos y tenemos muy poco margen de error, pero que si empezamos bien, las cosas pueden sorprender. Después de 3-4 meses, todo el mundo parado, muy difícil, no cada equipo va a ser el mismo que era durante la temporada, así que vamos a ver cómo estamos, preocuparnos por nosotros y hacerlo bien.
Fantastic. Lucas from Brazil, you are on next. You will be followed with the final question from Dwayne Rankin. Go ahead, Lucas.
Thank you. Hi, Rick. Last time you played an 8-game tournament, you won MVP and you were champion. What your expectations for these 8 games?
It's tough to say because I was out for a while. I didn't start with the team early on, so I got to catch up. It's only been like 2 or 3 practices that I've been with them, so it's something that I got to figure out. And I didn't plan it like the last tournament that I played planned it for like 3-4 months. This one, it's different, but day by day, it's how I feel out there, how I feel every day, and move from there.
All right, Ricky, final question of the afternoon comes from Dwayne Rankin with a follow-up. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Thanks, DC. Ricky, you just had to just follow up with 3 things. 1, when did you test positive for COVID? 2, what has it been like? What was it like dealing with that with a family, with a newborn? And 3, are you looking to play tomorrow or not?
It's something that I want to keep. I tested positive. Doesn't matter what day. I was by myself back in Phoenix. My family stay in Spain, so it make it tougher. But I'm good. I'm healthy, so that's good. And about tomorrow, I just had 2 practices, so we gotta talk with with the strength coach, with the coach, and with the whole team, and see what's the plan. I feel good, but of course we gotta be smart about it. It's a preseason game, so we gotta figure out a plan that we're doing. Like I said, day by day. It's not something that we can plan ahead like all the times, just because the timing of it, and we don't know when I was gonna come. So now we're playing day by day.
All right, Ricky, that was the final question. Thank you for taking time with us today, and that concludes media availability.